All right. Hello, everyone. Sorry for the bit of the delay there. So I just want to apologize in advance to the people watching. I have a bit of a cold, so if you hear me clearing my throat or if my voice goes out a bit, that might happen. But thank you for joining. As you can see, that there's a chat here on the stream, so feel free to drop any questions or if you need me to clarify something as I go on. But my name is Lewis. I've been live streaming for about 10 years now. And I just want to talk a bit about how you can use live streaming for business. So first of all, let me know if you have any problems with video or audio, if anything's choppy. It shouldn't be. It should be pretty clear right now. And, let's begin. So the question is, why should you live stream if you're a small business? And I think some important points are, this is a direct way to connect with your customers and clients. It's kind of like an open forum, as you can see with the chat. And you can do this from any location, as long as you have an internet connection, you can do it with a computer, with a laptop, you can do it with the phone. And also, if you're looking to kind of do some improve communications with your staff, this is a great way to present things and to be able to do different company updates, let people know what's going on, and kind of keep everyone on the same page. And really, it's very inexpensive. Some people are scared that it requires expensive equipment, and gear, and a lot of extra expertise. But what I'll show you today is that it doesn't require expensive equipment. It's really cost effective to do it, and it's not so technical as you might imagine. So what are some live streams businesses might do? So one thing that I see quite frequently is direct sales to customers. So you see this used to be pretty prevalent on Facebook. You see it pop up sometimes on YouTube, sometimes on Periscope, more of the social media sites, Twitter. And what people do is they sell their product directly to their customers. If you think of a home shopping network, maybe you make garments, you make crafts, you make different things, and you want to show it to your audience, show how it looks on someone, have someone model it. These are things that you can do through live streaming. Maybe you set up a PayPal link, and you have the product codes, and you tell people what you want, and that's one way. Another way is if you run an e-learning business, or as in our case, a webinar. So a webinar or e-learning, maybe you offer services to a class, right? So maybe you're someone that is a guitar teacher, or you're teaching music theory, or you're teaching how to cook. You can use live streams as something to sell that as a business. Pay for access to your live streams. You have that direct one-on-one communication with your students through the chat. The other thing, as I mentioned before, is company presentations and updates. So, excuse me for a second. So if you have like a direct product launch, or something that you're coming up with, and you want all your marketing teams to be aligned, maybe you're a small business but you're spread out, people work from home, this is a good way to live stream and create something where everyone can talk and discuss, be on the same page. Another common live streaming business is if you're doing religious services, either as that is your business to broadcast religious services, or you have your own group that you want to, maybe you have an audience worldwide and you want them to be able to watch what's going on. And next is live event coverage. So this can be in a variety of ways. So some common ones are, high school football leagues, or basically any type of, non-professional sports. You want to broadcast the games. Some people, that's valuable to recruiters and stuff. And also, just there's things like, town events or, municipal events. Maybe there's a parade or a celebration and you want that broadcasted. And finally, if you're someone who relies on Patreon or Kickstarter for your company, like if you're doing a Kickstarter to launch a game, maybe you want to broadcast, if you're an indie developer, some of the development updates, what's been going on, what's your progress. If you're a Patreon person, maybe you have someone that's, a Patreon for your art, or you're working on videos, or, whatever you might be doing to get Patreons on. You do live streams every now and then, or that's a goal. Like if someone, gives this much money, or if you hit this many Patreons, you'll do live streams updating. You can live stream an art session or just talking with the fans. Live streaming can be used in a variety of ways for that. So next we'll cover what you need to get started, and I'll actually give you a demo of just how easy it is to get started with live streaming. So the first few things you'll need is at least a webcam and a microphone. So you really just want to start with whatever's available to you. Depending on your business, you might need more advanced stuff, but this is really what you just start with. So the webcam, this can be something that you buy, or it can be something that's already part of your computer. Many laptops come with webcams built in. The same thing for microphones. Like usually anyone has a headset laying around, or maybe you buy a USB microphone, something very affordable, not too expensive. You don't need to buy a massive mixer or a high quality microphone. You can just start with simple items. So for webcam, a great entry point is Logitech C920. I'll actually be demoing this in a minute. This is a really budget-friendly webcam. It's high quality. It can do up to 1080p, 30 FPS. And depending on if it's on sale or not, you get it for about $50 to $70 USD. So not too expensive, but this one will really last you for quite a long time. So what I kind of want to show you right now is how you'll actually start a stream. All right, so you can see my desktop here, and we have our software XSplit broadcaster. And just gonna go ahead and start that up here. So XSplit broadcaster, you can actually try this for free. All you got to do is go to xsplit.com and create an account. And we have a very simple layout here. These are basically like different scenes, like if you were in a production environment, just like a switcher. And we're pretty much what you see is what you get in terms of adding elements here. So right now I'll add a source, and we'll add the C920 like I mentioned before, and you'll be able to see me now in a second. So sorry for the mess in the back. And pretty much you drag and you move stuff around as you like. You can even do 3D effects. It's all very straightforward. And Then you just add more layers on top. So you can have text like big sale today. And, you can add even, different images and videos. So we have this one. So, these can be different things like, displaying products, displaying images. You can really mix and match sources as you want. Now, when it comes to audio, you just click on this section here and you set your microphone. So that could be the USB microphone that you connected. It could be your webcam microphone, whatever you like to use. And then you have this little mixing area here that shows your audio coming in and out. So, you can turn your microphone up and down. This is your playback audio. So if you're playing any music or anything in the background, this will pick this up. And then you just create scenes as you like. And there's, simple effects for stuff for when you're changing scenes if you want to play with that. But when it comes to streaming, it's very straightforward. So if we go to broadcast, now your streaming platform I'll talk to you about in a little bit, but for this sake we're just going to use Twitch. So let me just log into my Twitch account. And we basically help you with getting started in the sense that once you press next, this will automatically look at your PC hardware settings and your internet connection settings. And it'll determine what the best settings are based on, your connection and your speed and what server you should broadcast to. So this is going to take a bit of time to try different servers and find out what the best setting is, and it'll give some recommendations based on that. So it might take a little bit because I'm using some of my upload bandwidth for this webinar, but you can see there's a recommended setting. Finish, it'll change everything. Okay, and then you click broadcast and you're good to go. I won't start it now because I'm using some of the bandwidth to produce this live stream. You can record stuff. So if you want to archive your webinar to upload somewhere later just for file keeping, there's really endless ways you can use this, but that's just a basic overview of how you would get started on it. And I'll take some questions on it at the end, and I'll see if I can live demo some of that stuff for you. So another thing I want to mention is just some things that you should add to the broadcast. Like I showed you some basic graphics there, but this is some stuff you should consider when you're starting your live stream for your company is, call to action graphics like, your company info, where they can follow you, where they can find you, where they can go for updates and whatnot. And also, where they can download your software or where they can find out more about your product. This is definitely stuff you want to incorporate into your broadcast. And then the next thing is what platform should you stream to? This really depends on you and your business, right? So I mentioned like some of the social media platforms. So a lot of companies, drive their business to their Facebook page. Maybe they do a lot of Facebook marketing. Maybe you already communicate customer service with Messenger. Then, broadcast to your Facebook page. If your following's on Twitter, stick with Twitter. Maybe if you're like a teaching resource, right, and you're doing lessons and you're putting your lessons on YouTube, broadcast to your YouTube page. One other option, too, is that you can broadcast to multiple platforms using a service called Restream.io. So if you can give me a second here. So yeah, if Restream.io is a service you'd be interested in using, then that's a way that you can put it on multiple platforms. And like I said, make sure to use a social media platform that works for you, and that's where your customers are going to, and that's where they know they can interact with you. I think Facebook's a great place to start for most people. That's generally where people can find them, and then not only that, it's easy to promote to your friends and family and have coworkers promote it and share the stream. But then, what are some other ways to promote your live stream? Obviously email blasts, advertising on social media, asking staff to promote, and then doing the broadcast. You can do some stuff like if there will be a discount, a giveaway. You might give away some of your products or service for joining the broadcast. That's a great way to get people to watch and join. And yeah, really, a live stream will take time to grow. You'll need to do it consistently, and over time you'll gain an audience, just as long as you communicate with your customers when you're going live. But that being said, that's pretty much straightforward with live streaming as a business. So if there's anyone in the chat, we have time for questions and answers. If you have any questions about XSplit software and how it can be used, or how it might be used in your use case, let us know. Or if you are curious about your live streaming setup or your live streaming ideas for your company and how that might work, let me know and I'll try and answer in the comments, or answer your question live right here. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll just take a look at the chat. So that's a good question, Don. Are there overlays that help with engagement like voting? So this might take me a little bit time to set up here. So we have some tools built in. It depends on, of course, what you're trying to do. But for example, we have these widgets here that we built for Facebook. For example, live reactions counter, right? I'll just show you the preview of how this works. So basically, you could put a link and connect this to a link on your Facebook page, and you could say like, which one of our products do you enjoy the most, and put this up, and it'll get people to like the page, which means you get more engagement on your Facebook page, on your likes and stuff like that. That's one way to drive it. Another way to do it is kind of like what we're doing here, which is, asking your viewers, tweet me questions and I'll answer them live on stream. So for example, like I displayed these animated graphics right here. So I'll show this. This could be, you can create custom graphics that display like tweets. So you could ask your viewers, hey, tweet me something, I'll answer it live on air. And it would appear as maybe a graphic up here, or some text. And that's one way that you can definitely increase engagement. It really depends on what your industry is and what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get more likes? Are you trying to get more followers? Are you just trying to improve your metrics on a post? But definitely asking people to send you stuff that you can do live on air is a great way to use live streaming with boosting your engagement. Hopefully that answers your question. All right, I'll leave it open up for a few more minutes for questions. If anyone has any, let me know. Or if there's anything you'd like me to cover or go over again. If not, then I'll close out the last couple things in the webinar here. All right, great. Well, thanks for that question, and thanks for joining. So last couple things here. Again, I mentioned that XSplit is free, but if you join this and you'd like to try the full software, again, a lot of what you start out with, which is 4 scenes, 720p, 30 FPS, that's in the free version. That's a great way to jump in and try the software, see if you like it, and see if live streaming fits your needs and fits your business. But if not, we have this 20% off discount code, streaming for business. If you go to xsplit.com/buy and apply that code there, you'll get a discount. We have multiple licenses, and we have multiple different pieces of software. So, we have XSplit Broadcaster, which is mostly for broadcasting. We have the video editor. We have VCam. So you get a whole suite of software, 20% off. We have both monthly and recurring every 3 months, and also lifetime licenses. So this code can work for any type of license type that you want to purchase. So definitely streaming for business. And thank you everyone for joining this webinar. We hope to be doing these more frequently. And, definitely on our social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever your format, even on YouTube. Let us know what worked, what you liked, what you didn't like. And we'll definitely incorporate that into future webinars and, make sure it's a, valuable information for everyone that joins. Thanks for watching. I see there's a few of you out there. And I'm going to leave this up for a bit. But if there's any questions that pop up, I'll still be live for a few more minutes. And thanks again for joining. All right, Christopher, I saw your question there. Can you have more than one person on screen? So there's a couple different answers to that question. So let me go back to my desktop here. So basically, with these webcams, you can add as many as are connected to your PC. So if you have multiple cameras connected, then you'll see multiple people. Just to give you an example, like I have this camera here and I have the second camera here. So if you connect different cameras and you can have multiple people, you can also add in Skype calls. So we have a Skype source. So if I had a Skype call active, I can actually pull them into the screen. I'll see them. If you use a different service, like let's say Discord or Google Hangouts or whatever type of VIOP service, you can use screen capture. And let's say that they were there in that section, you can add them to that call. So if you're doing like a talk show or a podcast, That's one way to do it. But yeah, you can basically add people either via cameras, via screen capture, or via Skype, and I'll have them on your screen and arrange them how you like. That's actually where this graphic was meant to work, with 3 people talking on screen at once, and it would be a talk show format. So hopefully that answers your question. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this up for a bit, and I'll see if anyone pops in any more questions. I'll probably leave the stream up. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Where can you find a complete tutorial? So so if you go to youtube.com/XSplit, we actually have a whole tutorial series, XSplit Broadcaster Tutorials. And if you click on that, this goes through every single feature in detail, and you learn how to use every single option in the software. And you can pick and choose what you want to learn, right? So if you don't care about these widgets, you just skip over them. But this is how it teaches you to use every single feature. Also, if you go to our website, xsplit.com, in our support page, we have a full getting started guide. You can learn the basics here, and we have a full user manual. You can access this and learn, every piece of information that you need about XSplit Broadcaster and how the software works, and how to manage it. It's all right here, either the manual or the video guides. We also have, if you're not sure how to do stuff, we also have these pre-built presentations. We'll actually be pushing up an update in a couple days that once you click on these will actually load a presentation or a template already configured for you, and then you just click around on some scenes and you can see different stuff. So these are also a great way to learn how to quickly set up stuff. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, then I will be wrapping up the webinar. Again, go to xsplit.com. You can sign up for free. You can try the software for free. If you like it, then use this discount code Streaming for Business. You get 20% off any type of license that you purchase. Thanks again for joining. We'll be doing another webinar in the future. This one will be about how you can a little bit more focused on how you can use this for company communications, and talking to people, and basically a bit more in depth on how you can actually manage and use a broadcast. But thanks everyone for joining, and see you on the next one.